looking at this particular dispensation and this century, if young people don't grow to become very resourceful, we will keep on having access to so many opportunities, but yet we cannot make good use of it. Everybody is talented across Africa, but not everybody have the mindset and the attitude to take advantage of the opportunity, and that is the challenge.
Hey guys, hope you all are doing very well. Welcome back to the Young and Independent community where we discuss all things A plus mindset, personal development, and financial freedom for young Africans by your girl, an African. And if this is your first time, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. Today I've got an amazing human being. I mean, when I was going through the dude's LinkedIn, I was like, I've got to talk to this gentleman. Doctor, please introduce yourself to our audience and let's get this cracking.
Thank you so much for having me. It's good to be on your amazing show. And I mean, it's so special. I love anything that focuses on the African young people because that's a group of people I've spent all of my professional life working with. And of course, initiatives like this are very, very important if we are going to advance Africa forward. Well, my name is Javni Joybert. I'm from Cameroon, from the Northwest region, and I just love to get things done. I just love the work I do, and you can summarize my work in the area of working with people to become more productive and helping institutions to achieve their vision and their mission in a way that they can contribute to societal growth in a more ethical, environmentally friendly way, and of course, advance humanity in their own way. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you wear all the hats and do all the things, especially the last thing you said, advance humanity. For me, that's what this whole young and independent is about. I feel that the Black African race is actually headed towards the cliff. And why do I say that? If you look at statistics on population and age, around the globe, talking about the 5 different continents, Africa has the youngest population. And that's why the Canadas and the Americas and the Japan soon to come are casting a wide net on immigration and, making, giving all the sweetness, trying to get our young people to emigrate to their countries, because that is indeed what they need to be able to progress. They need that manpower. So how do we advance our continent with this mindset that our young people have, that all they need to do in order to succeed is to leave our shores? What do you think about this?
Well, I've always said that it is a two-way challenge. It's a two-way thing. From the governance perspective, many countries across the African continent have failed our young people to provide the ecosystem that can enable them to thrive and do the things that they can do that will contribute to their potentials and to their contribution to Mother Africa. For you to make it in Africa in many countries, you need to go the extra hard. I've always said that what an 18-year-old can achieve in the UK, in Canada, in US in 2 years, an African may need to take 5 or 6, 7 years to achieve the same thing. The difference is not that the white people are more intelligent more than us. No, the difference is they have a better ecosystem that can support the work that they're doing than what we have. Then the second part is also now on us, the African young people, where we have not grown to become resourceful. Many African young people are not seekers. Many African young people are very comfortable. And also it is as a result of the cultural thing, how most of our parents raised us, how the school system contributed to this and who we have become. But then for looking at this particular dispensation and this century, if young people don't grow to become very resourceful, we will keep on having access to so many opportunities, but yet we cannot make good use of it. Everybody is talented across Africa, but not everybody have the mindset and the attitude to take advantage of the opportunity, and that is the challenge. So we need to, while expecting the government to do their best, I think the ball game is a lot in the hands of the young people. Thank God for the internet. Thank God for technology. You can sit and do a lot with your life without having any relationship with the government. That's very possible. You see, I know a young man who I worked with him, and he's able to convert his experience into an ebook, and is selling across the world from Cameroon and making a couple of hundreds of thousands, and nobody is interfering with him. That is him now being able to become resourceful, and secondly, understanding the art of leveraging on the available assets. I was talking with somebody and I said, if you talk to Adam Smith, who wrote the book, The Wealth of Nations, and he was talking about the factors of production. If he write that book today, he's going to replace land or add digital platforms as one of the factors of production. The Zoom session we're using right now, he will definitely add now as one of the key factors of production, because for example, due to my work, I provide consulting to anybody across the world. All I need is my laptop or my phone, the internet, and my brain, and I can talk to you and I get paid. I didn't need a land to do that. All I needed was a platform and a digital device and get it done. So the world is changing very fast, and the African young people, we need to have that resourceful mindset to adapt with the changes and take advantage of what other people, other key players have created for us to take advantage of.
Wow. I mean, I've taken down so many notes whilst you were talking, and I kind of underlined the mindset part, because personally, I feel really that strongly that it is a mindset game.
Yeah.
And like you said, resourcefulness, I'm very big on that. Like, I literally made a YouTube video yesterday where I was talking about the story of the woman in the Bible in 2 Kings chapter 4, who had olive oil when her husband passed, and the slave owners were coming to take her kids, because her husband left, debts.
Yeah.
And she went home and took olive oil, got containers, poured it, went onto the marketplace, sold them. And then the prophet Elijah said, you get to use the rest of the money to live on, not to go and shop, not to go and party, to live on. So what that meant was that she had to make sure that that money kept giving, so she had to definitely invest it into something, because you cannot keep spending. You will definitely run short. So for me, it's about really being resourceful. And I personally, believe that there's plenty of resources, untapped resources. I call Africa the first mover advantage continent. And I'd like for you to expand on this resourcefulness. What are some of the things that young people can be doing right now? Can you give us maybe 5 things that they can be doing right now to tap into the resources that we have on the continent, which I know very well about?
Yeah. Well, there are many things that, young people can do. Fortunately, this year, I have a tradition I do since 2017 or 16, where every year I analyze the previous activities, and I anticipate what may happen in the coming year. And I write a playbook. I call it a playbook, and I email to all my clients and communities for them to read and prepare for the next year. And the key word for this year was resourcefulness. There's going to be possibly recession, there's going to be possibly inflation, there's going to be a lot. It's already happening in a software, but there's going to be maybe in a bigger scale. And of course, at the same time, there's going to be the rise of new institutions and technology. We're already seeing open AI here and there. We're seeing the fall of crypto kings and rise of new kings. Things are going to be shaking up here and there. And the people that are going to win are the people who are resourceful. You have gone a step ahead. You're not allowing these things to influence you, to drain you, but you are trying to cut in between the noise and the lines to see what can I pick, what can I not pick, what can I focus on, all of that. And it is very important that young people should be aware of this across the African continent, and especially for my young people across the Africa. The first thing I want to talk about is clarity of your path. Is very important. It's difficult to be resourceful when you are everywhere and yet you are nowhere. People that are winning in any industry or are disruptors anywhere you find them, you understand that they have picked a path where they have made up their minds to become industry captains. But if you keep doing or keep living your life in a place where you only seek for opportunities, where you see money, you are not making the right decisions. If you still pick a path in life because you think there's so much money in that path, then you're using the wrong matrix in making a very important decision. And I always say, in my years of business consulting, I can tell you money is in every area. That's why at some point I don't believe in niches. Everything is a niche to somebody. Everything is in. You can try a business and you fail in that business. You see another human being making millions in that same business. So you just need to find what works for you and make good use of it. And that's why the first point for me is your clarity of the path that you have chosen. What industry do you want to win in is very important. And then number two is we need to pay the price of mastery. Young people need to be willing to pay the price of mastery. I always say something funny, and I think it's a very important fact that whether you like it or not, when you have chosen the path of mastery, something will suffer in your life. You don't achieve mastery and things remain the same. In the journey of mastery, some things must suffer in your life. Number one, either your sleep will suffer. Number two, either your social life will suffer. Number three, either the places you go will suffer. And I will add for the fun part for couples, number four, either your sex life is going to suffer. You don't have the time to having sex anyhow, right? So things are going to suffer in your life in one way or the other. So, and the challenge is, and I just wrote an article right now, which I'll be publishing a short article, and I said, you cannot be under 35 as a young person in Africa and you're talking about work-life balance. I don't think it makes sense because you don't have a stable career, you don't have stable income. If you stop making money, stop coming in now, I'm not sure your bank account can finance for the next 12 months without you going broke. So if you are very comfortable and talking about work-life balance and you are not serious, and as a minister of God, I actually had to quote Jesus. There's a verse that Jesus was talking about in John chapter 9, verse 4. Jesus said, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. As a young person between the age of 15 and 25, that is your day. When you're 50 downward, that is your night. You don't have the energy and the brain power to do the things that you could do when you were 18 and 25, 18 and 35. You see? So we young people in Africa need to understand how to pay the price of mastery between the age of 18 and 35. That is a very critical age. If you don't become the best in your field at that age, you're going to struggle a lot. And we're entering a dimension in the marketplace where the marketplace no longer celebrates generalists. The marketplace celebrates experts. The world is too noisy. You can basically learn anything on the internet right now. So general knowledge is no longer powerful. It was in the 1980s and 1970s when maybe you could know how to read and write and you are celebrated in Africa. Right now, it doesn't make sense. If you cannot be an expert in your field and help somebody create transformation in what they're doing as a professional, you will definitely may not be relevant in the marketplace. So to tap into resourcefulness, our young people need to be willing to pay the price for mastery. And the third thing I'll talk about is building quality relationships. There are many popular people that don't have relationships. Because everybody does not mean that you have a relationship. And building the right relationships will position you in a place where you get access to a lot of things. Access to information, access to opportunities, and especially opportunities. Many young people are struggling in Africa because they don't have access to opportunities. Let me tell you something about God. Everybody is equally talented, but not everybody has access to equal opportunities. Everybody is equally talented, but you need to do your part to grow, to get access to opportunities. And you get access to opportunities faster when you know more people, when you have the ability to build relevant relationships. And one of the foundations of building relevant relationships is make sure that you are a person of value. Nobody likes a vampire or a drainer. You're always taking, you're always draining, you're always sucking out. What are you bringing? So you need to in-depth me. I always say something. I have many guys that owe me. Trust me, I will in-depth you a lot that the day I come for help, you'll be honored to help me. It's a secret in life, right? So
How to win friends and influence people.
Exactly. You see, if next time I'm coming to UK, I'm definitely gonna call you.
Absolutely.
Right? So young people need to learn how to invest in building relevant relationships. And even when you study the Bible, you understand the secret of relationship. And if you look at the life of Joseph, if Joseph did not indebt the butler by translating his dreams, that butler would not have remembered Joseph before the king. God blesses men through men. And God can desire to bless you, but your bad character can stop your divine helper from blessing you.
I love this conversation. I love this conversation.
Right? So this is something that many young people don't understand.
And the thing about what you've just said is exactly what I said yesterday, this morning, actually, to my young and independent people. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that point just hits on the nail. And I said to them that, listen, guys, something has got to give in life. Life is a give and take. There's no free lunch, nothing. Yeah. I've told you guys that I'm willing to put my time aside to coach you, to your breakthrough in 2023. But I've asked you guys to share this link, and I need 100 people to follow this link, to follow this profile on Medium. If I don't get it, you guys won't see me on that WhatsApp group. And one of them texted me and said, oh, no, coach, don't do that. 22 people have followed. I said, well, these 22 people, if they really care about what I have to offer, will get to that 100 if they really want it. It's not about everyone. Everyone on this platform, we've got like 179. They can all do it. But if 22 people are more serious about doing it, they will find a way to get to the 100. It's a matter of principle, and people need to understand that in life, you have to give to take to receive.
That exactly takes me to the next point of being resourceful. I always say that as a young person, if you are not willing to pay people who know, who have gone ahead, and who have produced results to teach you, you're going to find it difficult to make it in life.
The transformation is in the transaction.
Exactly. We need to be willing to invest in our own selves. And trust me, it's a big challenge. I have been in the business of training and coaching and consulting in Africa for 12 years today. The most difficult thing that we try to work with is having young people being willing to pay for what will change their lives.
They're not even willing to buy my book, which is 5,000. I mean, I sent that book below the price in the UK, and I was like, guys, I've paid for the shipping. Just get the book for 5,000 and experience your transformation. I'm like, 5,000. I'm like, how much do you spend to do your hair? That's not even the cost of braiding hair.
Yeah, so it is, and until our young people grow to that dimension where they are willing to find those who have what they want and pay, they will remain struggling. Because let me tell you something. There are certain dimensions of knowledge that nobody will teach you in an open platform.
Yeah, I agree.
Even the fact, I always go. Thank God you're in the kingdom. So even when I'm speaking in the corporate world, I'll bring my God and bring my.
I love kingdom. I say that the Bible is as practical as it is. It's as practical as it is spiritual. Every single answer that we're looking for on planet Earth is in the Bible. Exactly. God already sorted everything out.
Is there? There's a dimension of God that you will not get by just waking up in the morning and say, Father, thank you for today. Go before me in Jesus' name. Amen. Right? So when you're tarrying His presence a bit longer, He's also going to trust you with some insights and some power and whatever you need more. So it is the same in our careers and in our businesses as young people. You know, if you keep coming and reading, I write almost every day, share on my blog. Yeah, that's a lot of information and all of that. But there are deeper insights and practical stuff that can create more transformation that you're not going to see in public, right? You can watch a podcast like this. Yeah, I'm going to say very smart stuff and all of that. But trust me, there are way deeper insights and structures than what you are getting. And like for every other expert,
and a more tailored experience.
Tailored to you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Tailored to you. So if young people need to grow to that dimension where they can pay and talk to three types of people: the people that know, the people that have gone ahead in the path that they want to go, and number three, the people that have produced results. And for some of them, they'll be so lucky to find these three in one. For some of them, you may find just one. There are some people who just know. What they know is still relevant. There are some people that they have gone ahead, like people who are just way older. There is you can find a mother or a father. That person may not speak good English like you and I, but trust me, they have gone ahead. They have seen some things in life that will likely repeat in your own lifetime. So just sitting down and shutting up to listen can open your eyes to certain things. Number three, people that have produced their results in the path that you desire. There are some people that when you look at them, you see the results that they have manifested in what they do. So you need to sit under them, buy their book, go for their mentorship, do whatever you can do and get access to it. And then the last part about resourcefulness is you need to be curious and consistent in your curiosity. You need to be curious, be hungry to know more. Don't be comfortable. Don't be stagnant. We're no longer in a world where, as it used to be, socially continue to be. We have passed that. In the business world right now, it takes less than 2 weeks for the markets to change. It takes less than 2 weeks for a new company to disrupt a whole industry. It takes less than 1 day for Elon Musk to make one tweet, and the whole economy is shaking because a human being made one tweet in less than.
I was just about to talk about that dude to say that it took 1 day, one single day, for me to lose about $10,000 on the stock market.
Exactly. So it's crazy. So if we are not curious as young people, especially in Africa, where many at times our economy is slow, but we are now in a generation where if you are doing anything in Africa, you are not doing for Africans. You are competing with a Japanese. You are competing with a Chinese at the same time, because as long as you have plucked on the internet, you have gone beyond your village already. You have gone beyond your community. You are now competing with all continents at the same time. Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow. I love what you just said. The last thing you just said. And I told Fritz and Kenyo this morning when they said that when they are going to uni, because they're both studying IT, people call them now Mr. Young and Independent, because they're actually trying to push the message. And I said to them that, well, good for you, that people can identify you with personal development and a quest for financial freedom. That's a fantastic.
I wish I knew that when I was 10. I would have been way further than where I am.
Talk to me about this. And I'm like, if someone had held my hand and showed me this path, oh my God. Oh my God. And I'm saying to them that you should be really proud of this, because right now, many young people don't know that every single thing they do on the internet, they leave a digital footprint, and that comes to either bite them in the bum or raise them up.
Exactly.
No, there's no, faffing around. Keep posting nudity and all those stupid posts that you're making on social media. It will come back to bite your bum.
Yeah.
And I got a message from my uni where I did my MBA, and my university a professor for entrepreneurship. He texted me on LinkedIn and he was like, "Oh, Tamanda, I see that your entrepreneurial skills are coming to bear. Would you like to come and give a talk to my current MBA students? You know, how you make 7 different sources of income using your phone." So I was like, "Okay, good. So you've been watching my space, yeah?" So people don't understand that people are
Yeah.
watching you.
We're
Big Brother's
watching. Yeah.
eyes on you every time. If you've ever gone on the internet, you've left a footprint. What you should be concerned about what that footprint is
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
And when I say to them that guys, if you don't use technology, it's gonna use you. They think I'm just uh, blabbing or blurting out words, but they don't understand. And I'm really glad you did mention it, that every time that we do stuff, we're actually competing with the world. But every time we do stuff, we're actually putting ourselves in front of the entire world. That's just
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah. So brilliant points, really brilliant points. I'm just writing and writing. But you said something about expertise, pay the price of mastery. I think that we lack that a lot
Yeah.
amongst our young people. Maybe the path to clarity as well is one big thing, because I believe that when you find your purpose, things become much clearer.
Yeah.
But let's talk a bit about expertise. How do they become experts in some of the things that they do? Why do I say this? So I'm currently trying to find someone to help me with the young and independent, because I'm swamped. And I've been looking so closely for a virtual assistant in Cameroon, because I always believe that charity begins at home.
Yeah.
And if I'm telling these young people that, listen guys, you can actually eat from the fruits of your skills, your expertise, your knowledge. If I have that kind of opportunity, why would I take it elsewhere? So
Yeah.
I've been looking for a VA. I haven't found one. One young lady, she messaged me and said, "Oh, I've done secretarial duties." And I asked her, first question, "Do you have a laptop?" "No." "So how do you want to work with me or for me?" And then the second thing that I've been struggling to get is someone to do video editing. And I literally had to edit my first video myself yesterday. It took me like 5 hours. And the reason why I did it, because the person who was editing my videos in Cameroon was complaining all the time about internet connection. And I didn't want him to, again, what your last point, I didn't want him to interrupt my consistency. So for the past couple of weeks, he has been struggling with internet connection. And I said to him that, you know what, from Jan, I'm going to find someone else. So I eventually found someone else in Bamenda, and this person has been unable to download a video, they claim, for the past 1 week to be able to edit it. So I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm going to do it myself. So I just sat down for 5 hours. I did it. And hopefully I've learned a really new skill. I don't know if you check out my last video, maybe you can tell me how good or how bad it is. But I edited that video, and really, how can young people become experts at some of these things that are high flying, especially on Fiverr.com, freelancing.com? How can they start to become experts in some of these different skills that are popping up left, right, center, so that they can compete with the world? Quite frankly, how can they do it?
This is from the place of, experience and working daily with young people. I have a team of young people that work for the company. We are a very young team and all of that. And I've worked a lot with a lot of young people. I think that the challenge that young people have in becoming skillful is that lack of dedication to pay the price to be skillful. That it may sound so simple, but it's a very big challenge for many young people to just sit and dedicate hours and hours and hours, and because expertise takes time, and we are not patient to go through that time. For a young person to sit and watch a video that will change their life for 1 hour is a very big problem.
Oh my God. They even told me to
It's
reduce my video length. I was like, but it's a 16-minute video. I watch videos for 2 hours non-stop.
exactly. But they can never request a movie producer to reduce the movie from 10 seasons to one season.
Preach.
So it's they lack the dedication to focus on the right thing. That is the biggest problem, because the programs are out there to help you build expertise. The platforms are there, the institutions are there, the initiatives are there, but young people spending the time to go through a program for 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, I don't know how long, just to become the best at their field is a big challenge. And this is and I will say something like in the church, nobody can lay hands on you and you receive expertise. If Samuel laid hands on David and he went and killed Goliath, it's because he had the expertise of killing the lion and the bear. Samuel was the prophet of God of the first order. So when he spoke things will happen. But despite his authority in the spirit, he could not transfer expertise onto David. You see, that's why there are many people who are anointed, but yet they are useless because they lack the skills, they lack the expertise, and nothing replaces dedication in the journey of expertise. I don't know how I will say this. Young people come, do this. I said, if you don't sit down and pay the price, as I said earlier, mastery will cost you. If young people I don't care whether you're in China, like you're in the United States, there are still many broke guys in the United States. Being in the US for a few times, many. You see many broke guys, and the highest they can do is to work in a grocery store and move things with their hands.
Talk to me, doctor.
You see? So it's I was telling one young guy that if you leave Cameroon this way and go to the US, you have just transported a non-productive human being to a high economy. Nothing's going to change. If you go with the same mindset, nothing is going to change. You'll just be a non-productive human being in a very high productive capitalist economy, and you're going to struggle.
And I take that as a powerful quote. I need to write that down.
You see? Yeah. So I don't know how I'm going to say this and make them to understand, but dedication. Go and search YouTube videos up and down as you do. If you don't sit down and go through them carefully, any excellent expertise, check, they are good with paying attention to details. And this is one thing that we lack as young people in Africa. We are too up, like we say on the streets. We are too everywhere. We are too excited. So we need to understand that. And I think we are going to see the benefits of building expertise.
I love this quote. Like, this is the first quote that I'm going to put out before this video goes live on YouTube. Gosh, I always tell people so many people, I want to travel abroad, and I always say, what do you think is abroad like? Do you think if you're unable to do, or unless Brown always says, all you can do is all that you can do, and all that you can do is enough. But make sure you do all that you can do. If you've not done all that you can do in Africa, in Cameroon, in Nigeria, in Gambia, in Namibia, in Tanzania, in Sudan, let me tell you, you will not be able to breathe in this society. You will suffocate.
Yeah.
You will suffocate. So you were spot on when you said this. You will just transfer your non-productive body into a fast-moving capitalist society. Period. That's what you're gonna do. And the worst is that people want to even leave without a plan. I'm like, dude, what do you have in mind? Like, do you know how many Black people I walk past the street here who are homeless, like literally sat by the street in the cold? with a cardboard, I'm hungry, I haven't
I'm
eaten.
hungry.
Like, and I'm like, but there's so many plantations, there's a lot of untapped resources back home. Why are you guys not
Mhm.
checking them out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do you, anyway, this, I want to tap, I want to tap from your big brain today. It's not about me, it's about you. um, I mean, you've already spoken about resourcefulness, and I guess it's the same as leveraging available resources.
Mhm.
But in the African, in the Black African, so West and Central African context,
Mhm.
what are the resources that young people have right now that they can leverage? If a young person came to you and said, "Doctor, I want to turn my life around. This year, I want to change my mindset. I want to be resourceful. I want to do big things. I don't want to be hungry.
Mhm.
Uh, can you please tell me what resources I have right now in Black Africa that I can, 5 resources that I can leverage in order to turn my economic circumstances around? What would
Yeah.
those resources be?"
I sent a WhatsApp message to. It was a quote that I did. So I wrote something on Facebook and I said, if you have an iPhone or a Samsung or any advanced mobile phone and you have access to the internet and you don't know how to make money with those stuffs and yet you're unemployed, you are the highest illiterate of the 21st century. Then a young lady now wrote to me on my status and I've forgotten what she said. Then I said, your laptop plus your brain plus your internet and dedication is a gold mine. And basically, I think she was still lost. And that definitely sent a very strong message, right? So, again, the most important resources that young people have are what is inside of them that they need to harness first. Success is everywhere per se, but there are resources inside of you that if you don't harness them and convert them, you're going to have challenges actually succeeding, which is a very big problem. Yeah. So I think number one, the first resource I will talk about, we're going back to the same mindsets. If you don't have the mindset of curiosity, creation, trying to adapt, trying to fit, you're going to struggle. I always say that many people need to stop praying and disturbing God. God gave us a brain so that we should use that brain and answer some prayer point without disturbing Him. So we need to start tapping into that resource. Our brain is a whole resource. Number two is we need to make sure that we upskill and reskill. Nothing changes in your life without skill. I always say that nobody pays for passion. Nobody pays you because you're tall or because you're short. People pay you because you have a skill and you can use that skill to create value and you can monetize that value. So what kind of, it could be a soft skill, it could be a hard skill, it could be whatever. Knowing how to use your phone and the internet is a skill. I was talking to a young man. I said, if you know how to rant on Facebook in the comment section, you can become a social media manager. But the point is, you lack the brains and this curiosity to dig deep to understand how these things work in a professional way, and you can become a highly paid social media manager. So we need to upskill and reskill. And when that happens, the next resource that we need to make good use of now is you can merge technology, internet, and our devices. These devices, there are some people that they think that the internet is about, WhatsApp and Facebook. And maybe at most, those who are advanced a bit, they use LinkedIn and Twitter. But there are some young people that, apart from going on WhatsApp to update status and watch status, go on TikTok and Facebook, they know nothing else about the internet, but they are graduates. I'm not saying that I'm saying things that I have experienced. I was having a session and I said, everybody open your browser. This was a session for job seekers. Everybody open your browser. And some ladies were clicking Facebook. They didn't know what a browser was.
You're lying. Tell me you're lying, please.
I am serious. They didn't know what a browser was. A lady, we had to download Google Chrome for her there and there. But she has a very good, sophisticated device.
Oh my God.
So we need to go back to the basics. That's why I wrote a paper a few months ago, I don't remember when, and I was encouraging the partnership between personal development, individuals and institutions, and the universities.
We need to talk about this. This is exactly what my plan, my strategy for 2023 is. And if you read that strategy, I said it's time for institutions, for charity organizations, for corporations, and for governments to partner with mentors and coaches to change the African continent, because the biggest problem lies in the mindset, and it is time for the people who have mastered the mindset game and who have leverage on the continent and continental matters, not white elephant projects. I'm not against white people who are motivational speakers and all, but they don't understand our problems. We know our problems. It's time for governments to see us as a solution to their problems, basically. And give us the cash and give us the opportunity and the workshops to bring these young people together.
Exactly. So I think those are the foundational resources that if anybody gets, trust me, they will do a lot. They will do a lot. I always say that, I always say something funny. If I could make it to where I am as a young person from Africa and based in Africa, any young person can make it. And I want to thank God for how, my mom too, I'm from a single mom, so I don't know my dad. And, one thing that she instilled in me was the value of education, the value of learning and all of that. And I started reading books, extra books, and having a culture of reading while I was still in primary school. But then I read a book that changed my life in secondary school. I think I was 13 by then, The Power of Positive Thinking by Vincent Norman.
Vincent Peale,
That was the book that started changing my mindset and brought me to where I am today.
That's the culture in my house. My son reads all the non-fiction, Tony Robbins, Norman Peale, Think and Grow Rich.
Exactly.
All those powerful books, he reads them.
Important. Yeah, they're very important. They're very important. And when you instill that culture, it plays a bit. When I was done with high school, my mom could not see me off to the university because she didn't have the money, no matter how much she loved me. So I started doing all the odd jobs in Bamenda that you can think of. I've done car wash, building, construction, anything you can think of to pay my fees. And in 2012, I wrote a life plan that will run till 2025. And I had one single mission with that life plan, that I'm going to beat poverty. That was my single life plan. And education was the simple strategy to do that. I said 2012, I will get my undergraduate. 2017, I will get my MBA. 2022, I will get my doctorate degree. There was something I wrote in 2012. That's a plan. Now, why am I sharing this? If God by his spirit and the culture my mom instilled in me and all of that, if I didn't have these things and change this mindset, I don't think I would have been where I am today, because I always say something. There are many of us in Africa that when we are born, life was beating us already like 2 knots. If you are born in a poor family, life is leading you by 1 goal to nothing. If you are born maybe like me, you don't have your dad and you're on your own, you're with your mom, life is beating you by 2 to nothing. If you are born in a village and there's no electricity, there's no water, there is no internet, life is beating you 3 goals to nothing. That's why I always say that, and I can give many of these examples. Your fight is different, my fight is different. And many young people need to understand this. We can all be in the same class, but I can tell you we have different battles. When we're in high school, I know my classmates that left high school immediately straight to the US. So they have what I call birth lottery. From birth, they already won a lottery. You have two parents, they are working, they can send you anywhere. You are super blessed. That's a lottery that you won. Make good use of it. There are guys that when they left, they were so sure they're going to go to university. Great news for them. God bless them. Their fight is different from the guys going to the US and the UK to study. Some of us, there are some guys who left, they were telling, okay, I'll have to work for 2 years when I go back to school. They had a plan to do that. God bless. We have different battles. And young people need to realize these things. Unfortunately, these foundations and these ethics and this type of living, they are phasing out. Sometimes I always feel as if some things ended with my class, with my generation. Because when I look when I look at what my younger siblings are doing and my younger cousins, I'm like, guys, are you serious? Are you serious with your life right now? You just get up in Form 4 and say you don't want to go to school again. Are you normal? Yeah, school is not this. I would say school is not the path to the greatest success.
The success, yeah.
Right. It's a foundation. It gives you things that no other place can give you.
Nope.
You see? So I would never advise anybody to leave school. Yes, that school is not to define you who you're going to become, but I tell you, the school is going to give you things that no other ecosystem can give you.
Right.
So we need, I don't know how we're going to do this, but we need to, that's why I have spoken in hundreds of churches and everywhere, and I will say these things. Because if young people don't come back to this foundational stuff, many wake up at the age of 35 and 40 and 45, and they will have nothing to show for in terms of contribution, legacy, finance, career, business, being even of value to their own family. They will not have anything to show for.
This is like the title of my book. I co-wrote this book, Your Children Are Not Your Retirement Plan. And I'm basically talking to this generation that if you think that you're going to do all the partying and spend your money buying clothes and shoes and not building in order to leave a legacy, if you're not learning the skills, if you're not upskilling and reskilling, if you're not, pulling all the resources that you have in order to, if you're not making sacrifices. I mean, I wake up at 5 a.m., I go to bed at 9, and people are like, you're a maniac. But I'm like, this is time to build, because my children will not be my retirement plan. Like you said, you will wake up at 35, 40, you have nothing, but you have kids. And also, what tells you that if you were unable to get anything, your children will be the ones to do it? Because kids literally copy, what they see. So if you're lazing around, what makes you think that your kids will be different? Or what's your plan? What's your plan for when your body is weak and fragile, you cannot work? What's your plan? So, I really, really love this conversation. I really do. I wish we could just carry on chatting away, but I'm so grateful for some of the things that you're bringing to bear and bringing to light, because we need to start having these conversations in a more impulsive way. Like I said to my young and independent people, you guys share these blogs, share these videos, make sure that the good news actually suppresses the bad news, suppresses the comedy, suppresses the gossip news, suppresses the useless news. The good news has to be out there. They can call you Mr. Young and Independent and all that, but one day, the message is going to hit them even harder. It's like just throwing seeds and waiting for them to sprout. Whichever germinates will germinate. But if you don't throw any seeds, nothing will.
Nothing will.
So keep spreading the message. And I'm really, really honored that you came and spoke to us. And all these things you've said are just so mind-blowing, so fantastic. I really, really wish 2023 can be a year of breakthrough for so many young people, because I really do believe that it's not about the president of your country, your circumstances. And like I was doing today I was doing day 3 of Nail Your Niche challenge, because I'm trying to rebrand myself really as a business coach. That's what I've done all my life. I lost my father at the age of 16 in a car accident. So I know what, rolling off your sleeves and going down to work means.
Yeah.
And I tell people that I was the best through ESG in my class every single term, not because I was the most intelligent, but because when the proprietor of the school said that we had 100K, those who were the best, I wanted that money. I needed that money. So I didn't go to any club, any bars, or when people were having parties like you. My head was bent on my
Yeah,
books, and I got
exactly.
the money. And when I came here to the UK to do my MBA, I said, I'm not here to play. I'm here to get 10 A's. And one of my classmates said, this is MBA. How you get 10 A's? I was like, watch me. I mean, I've just left my baby back home. I'm not here to go around experimenting or they're going for excursions. I
Exactly.
never did any of those things. There's time for everything, the book of Ecclesiastes says. So for me, it was time for me to bend my head and do what I had to do. And so right now I'm rebranding myself as a business coach. So I'm I'm learning from someone who is already where I want to be. And the homework for today is, what are the key setbacks that I have turned into success? She said, write down your key
I love
setbacks.
it.
And I just started writing and I was like, oh, I'm already at number 8. And I just keep writing. And I'm like, wow, look at all the things that I have overpowered. Now it's time to empower. So for me, really, for 2023, what I would like to see more is some of these type of conversations of young people who have overpowered and who can now empower. I think that if we start having these conversations in a more pushy way, something bigger is gonna happen.
Yeah, definitely. Totally agree. And I think these are the most important conversations that we need to have, because these are conversations that are they are touching those key areas, those key concepts, those key things that, are keeping a lot of young people in their comfort zone. And many a times they are ignorant of these things. That's the truth. So when they start
Yes.
knowing these things, they start leaving their comfort zone. Some people, they know them, and they just need that reminder, that accountability. Some of them, you need to be hard on them to get it done, but all that we can do, and hopefully God will do the rest.
Oh, brilliant. What a brilliant
Yeah.
end to this conversation. If there was one single thing that you would like those who have listened to us today to take away, what would that thing be?
I would just want people to know that they can become almost anything that they can be. If they make up their mind, set their path, and be dedicated to get it done. They can. You want to travel nations? Oh yes, it's possible. You want to build 10 companies? Yes, it's possible. You want to become the president of the World Bank? It is all possible. You just need to set your mind on it, and make sure that you're willing to pay the price to get there. And when we start doing that and we start stretching ourselves to see what we are capable of doing, it is definitely going to show up, and of course produce the results that we desire, and more importantly, put you in a place where you can inspire others to also live up to their own dreams and be contributors to the society.
Wow, this is so damn beautiful. And if I would, just add to what you've said, the last thing you said, contributors to the society. What young people need to understand is that by contributing, becoming producers, they are contributing to society. They are contributing to the quality of life that their children, the people they love, and their entire community, their entire nation, and the world at large is experiencing. If a phone producer stopped at BlackBerry, we will not have a Samsung. We will not have,
Exactly.
they will all say that, no, someone has already produced a phone. Let's move on to the next thing. But as more and more people contribute what they know, what they have to humanity, we experience a better and better world. So thank you so much, Doctor. Guys, I will bring Doctor back. Let's talk about partnerships with governments and charity organizations that are tossing fish and chips through their planes, to us Africans. Say, take fish, And I would
Yeah.
also like for us next time, if you're chance for us to talk about some of these remittances that are coming from abroad
Yeah.
onto the continent, if it's a good or a bad thing. I really would
Very
like for us to
important.
talk about that. Yeah. Thank you so much,
Awesome.
Doctor. Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much.
having me. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. If you did like it, please smash the like button. Don't forget to comment which part of this conversation hits the nail on the head for you. What do you think you would be doing for 2023 in order to become resourceful? We want to hear all about it. And please don't forget to share this and bless someone's life. You just don't know. Maybe that person doesn't need money. That person needs this conversation that will wake their inner genius, like Doctor says. What is inside of you that you need to harness and convert into a product that can be profitable? So, guys, thank you so much. And until next time, take care.